Alright, today I'm going to be doing a in Perfect Dark. If you guys who are fans of the N-64 weren't aware, they actually re-released Perfect Dark remastered for the Xbox 360. I don't know if they released it for the PlayStation 3. I don't think they did. But this is the N64 version I'm going to start with. I'm going to do a level from it. I'm going to do a level, same level from the 360 version. And just let you guys use that as a comparison so you can see kind of what they did. They really didn't do anything to how the game plays. At least not the single player mode. They updated the graphics. Of course, you know, put it in widescreen format, updated them to like 720p from whatever this is. This looks awful on my TV. Alright, so we're going to do... I think I'm going to do the first mission. I'm going to turn on some cheats. Because this is really just to show you a comparison of the gameplay and the graphics. And cheats make for pretty good gameplay. Now see, this is why I like it when games do have cheats. I know like with Xbox 360 and some of the Xbox games, they most games didn't have cheats. Like none of the Halo games had cheats, and people got all hard. My thing about cheats was, especially the way that they did it with this particular game, Perfect Dark, and the way they did it with GoldenEye 007, was you earned your cheats. So you know you're going through you do time trials, or you do whatever it takes to get the cheat.
Why the big hurry?
And then you can go back. It adds replayability. You know, you don't just put in a code, because you know you could get a game, you find the codes, put in the codes, and just completely cheat your way through everything. But with the way they did it on this, I think it added a lot of replayability. Now, you'll notice that my time for this indicates that it took 0 minutes and like 0.1 seconds or something like that for me to beat them all. This profile right here, on this one, I actually used a game shark to open up everything except for the classic weapons. But that was more of an experiment in programming one of those Game Shark Pros. But yeah, I did actually use, not this particular profile, I actually erased the old profile because it didn't have everything. But I have unlocked most everything. Let me go, I'm going to turn on the... clicking device. So no, I just went on a little rant there about how, you know, the way they did the cheat codes in this game was better as opposed to some other games. But in all honesty, I just like games better that have cheats to begin with. I don't care really how you put them in. If you gotta earn them or if you just type them in. It adds a lot to the replayability. A lot of these newer games, they don't do cheats anymore. And it takes away from the game. Really? Just go unconscious when I beat you in the face. Use ECM.
We're getting a positive reading. The internal comms hub is nearby.
Instead of going through everything, I'm going to just come up here and get this. Now, if you hit this with a Phoenix right there, it should blow a hole in it that leads down to Cassandra's office. But then you don't get to tranquilize everybody.
Why? Me.
How did I get down here? No. This controller is confusing as hell.
On the same floor as Cassandra's office.
Don't want to use the tranquilizer. Now, there's no like button to go back. When you're cycling through weapons, there's just buttons to go forward because there aren't that many buttons on this controller. She'll shoot you in the face. That tube, I was saying that if you shoot it with a Phoenix or an explosive, it'll lead you to Cassandra's office. I think it's this wall right here. Blows out. You got to go down into that tube. There's usually like a assault rifle down there, a dragon or a super dragon. And then you use that, and you can open that up. Quit fucking changing weapons! Keep forgetting A. Okay, on most game consoles, A is like you're confirming something, and this one you got to use B to undo stuff, do stuff, and undo stuff. Okay. Where'd your buddy go?
Why? Me.
Okay. I don't know where that guy is coming from, but... It's really hard to see what my crosshairs are on. They look so pixely on high-def TV. Alright, got that. Not really stealthy when you're using a loud gun, but there's no one left alive on this floor, so... Just picking the crossbow by itself was an option for like selecting weapons to come with you. It might be, I may not have looked. I don't know what kind of hallucinogens you've been taking, but you're nowhere near the keyboard. Where did you come from? You're bullshit. And why? I must have shot his gun out of his hand or something. Because that first arrow just acted like it hit metal or some shit. You're not typing anything. And even if you were, it's terrible form to have your gun in your hand while typing. Wait for the door to close. I don't feel like closing it myself. That is not what I selected. All right.
Yes, I agree.
Okay, what you do now is turn off the cloaking device because you want this guy to be able to see you. How do you know there's an intruder? How the fuck can you see me? That's a glitch. I've never had that happen that way before. Oh well, don't get up on top of him right away. Let him go and open this room up.
I've got a password problem, and you're the man to help me with it.
Come on, you bastard, let me past you. And this is like the first place in the game you can get the laptop kit. But you gotta let this asshole open up that door for you. Come on. There we go. And really, if you're good at sneaking or you have the cloaking device, taking these guys out on these top floors are like the only people you gotta take out the whole level if you really want.
Right, I'm in.
Okay, yeah. You have to knock him out after he does that, or he erases Dr. Carl. So you don't know this yet, but turns out he's actually an AI program. If you don't knock that guy out, as soon as he says I'm in, he erases the program and basically kills Dr. Carl, or Carol, or however you pronounce it. You're here to rescue. If you don't have a cloaking device, if you squat in the back corner, those guys won't see you. But if you're just standing up when the elevator comes down, he will see you. They will all see you. I was wrong. You have to knock out the guys in the security room, too. And it's hard to make precision shots with an N-64 controller.
Elevator must be around there somewhere.
You don't have to take any of these guys out if you don't wanna. But the way I'm looking at it, you know, if you didn't take them out, you go through there, these guys are definitely getting fired. If they get fired after this, at least they can probably get unemployment or something until they find something else, because, you know, they took a dart to the face. That's got to count for something. I mean, you get some kind of benefit from that, right? If you get fired for guarding something and you take a dart to the face. Alright, cheated and dishonored. 1248, weapon of choice crossbow, accuracy's not that great. Alright, that's the first level, and that'll allow you to compare. I'm going to go ahead and do the first level of the same game on the 360. Let you guys see the difference in quality of the graphics. But the gameplay is pretty much the same. But my main complaint in the gameplay differences is that when you do the multiplayer, you used to be able to pick a tiny alien body and be able to stick a tiny human head on it for the multiplayer. On the Xbox 360 version, I'll tell you what, I'll go ahead and I'll show you what I'm talking about. I'm going to go over to a 360 version. Go to combat. Load preset games. Quick start. Advanced setup. Yeah, there we go. See if I can find Epsilon 042. Okay, got it. Okay. See, you used to be able to take a Mayan body and stick a like a shock trooper head on. So they're a little bit slower than humans, but they're a lot shorter, and they've got tiny little heads. It was kind of like Oddjob from Goldeneye, but with a tiny head. Now, if you normally picked a Mayan, it was kind of like Oddjob, short, but they had large heads, so it was easy to get a headshot on them for a quick kill. But if you did it like this, you had a tiny body, so you were short like Oddjob, and then you had the tiny head, and you were harder to hit. This is what I would always pick as my multiplayer character, because the advantages way outweighed the cons. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to switch over to the 360, and you guys will see what I'm talking about there. First thing I'll do is probably show you that you can't do this on the 360. And then I'll go ahead and do the level, and you guys will be able to see that. With so much clearer. So much better. Okay, play game. It's on my hard drive. I'm going to go to Combat Simulator first. Just so you guys can see what I was talking about with the how the character setups are. Not what I was trying to do. I'm trying to go to player settings. Character, okay. See if I can find a Mayan. Okay, there's a Mayan soldier. These are the only heads they'll let you put on that body. Elvis's head, Mayan soldier head. This is supposed to be like a combat helmet. It looks like a G-string for your head. Doesn't look right. That's it. You can't put the little heads on them anymore. Now, and you also used to be able to set up like the AIs on, like if you wanted to set up the AIs to fight, you'd be able to set up the AIs with like a human body, which is big, and then put a Mayan head on it, which is even, you know, a big head. Made it real easy for you to run your stats up if you played a lot against bots. They took that out too. So, actually, I'm not even complaining about that. That's okay, but I miss being able to play multiplayer with my tiny guy with his tiny head. Okay. Wait a minute. Where's... Help and options should have... sheet sets. Invincible clicking device. Weapons, unlimited ammo, no reloads. Haven't unlocked nearly as much crap in this. Perfect sight. I ain't gonna be able to do it non-lethal. But you'll be able to see. I'll do it all silent. Come on. I'm gonna go to the same mission. Alright, I'm gonna let the full intro play too so you can compare.
Why the big hurry?
If Dr. Carlo is not extracted tonight, Datadyne will put him through mind conditioning. We'll lose our best chance of finding out what Datadyne are up to.
Are they all expendable?
Don't joke. You have to be careful, Joanna. Code keys will only operate while the owner is alive. If you kill them, the key is useless. Armed guards are a different matter, of course.
What's the target location?
Work your way down the building to the ground level. Dr. Carlo will be in a research lab somewhere in the underground facility.
How will I recognize him?
We don't have an image record, and we can't find any official files. All we have is the name. Good luck, Dr. Carlo.
There are lots of games that I wish that they would do from the N64 like this. Like when they came out with GoldenEye for the Xbox 360, I thought, you know, hell, it's going to be a remake of GoldenEye, you know, updated graphics, made some new levels and stuff, but no, they completely redid something totally different, and I did not enjoy what they did with it. I was hoping that they would really make a remake of it, like this is a remake of the original Perfect Dark. Well, it's not even a remake, it's just like a complete retexturing type thing. I was hoping that with... Okay, now it's the A button to open stuff on this. I'm not dead, really?
We're getting a positive reading. The internal comms hub is nearby.
I mean, Rare developed GoldenEye 007 for the N64. I was really hoping that when Microsoft took Rare and then subsequently killed it, but they did take like one of its really good old games and do this with it. I was really hoping that they would do something similar with GoldenEye, but being that it's licensed for like James Bond, that's probably why it didn't get the same treatment. Yeah, she's cuter as a brunette. I think she's a blonde in the original version. But Rare has other games which are really cool for the N64 that I would like to see go to Xbox Live. Like Jet Force Gemini, which is a game that I have, and I might actually do a playthrough on my channel of it. It is a fun little game. These controls are so much smoother. Yeah, you're hit. If you were gonna go do like the international super spy thing, and you're gonna pick a gun, like I don't know what gun this is actually modeled off of, the Falcon. You're gonna pick a gun for covert espionage and, you know, put a silencer and a laser sight and all that good shit on it. Why would you only pick one that only holds 8 rounds? This is apparently a 9mm. Being that it's a 9mm, I can't even think of a 9mm right now that only holds 8 rounds other than like some older single stack designs. Most 9mm of approximately this size hold around 15 rounds. Sometimes more. These controls are so smooth after using the N-64 controller. It's like sliding around on ice. I'm not used to it being so responsive, so I'm like overcompensating in some spots. Let him run away. Get in this room at the end of the hall.
I've got a password problem, and you're the man to help
Get the
me with it.
laptop gun.
Don't shoot! Don't shoot!
And something else too, if you're packing double pistols and they're identical pistols, why is the ejection port on the opposite side of both these two guns? I've never seen a manufacturer make a gun with... The gun that's in the left hand has an ejection port that would shoot your shells to the left. I've never seen...
I'm logging on now.
Like, Glock doesn't do that. Beretta makes a gun that
Right, I'm in.
has an all-around ejection port, but it still shoots it off to the right-hand side. So I don't know. Data. But yeah, if you look, the ejection ports on these are on opposite sides of each other, so that makes no sense. I don't know any manufacturer that does it, except that double barrel 45 that they have out now. Each side of it has the ejection port facing the opposite side of the other. But that's one gun with 2 barrels and 2 ejection ports. This is much prettier than the N64 version. But I remember when the N64 version came out, it was a pretty game. For its time, you know. you compare it now with the graphics that we got now, and it just looks insanely... I wonder... how many people can this thing follow? See if that garnered any attention. A little bit. Got that guy there. Well, that guy there must have run around too. I don't even know where he came from. There's like a fourth dude just came and started swinging his fist at me. Oh well.
Basement elevator must be around there somewhere.
Received.
And there we go. Cheated, Dishonored, 1055, Perfect Agent, Silencer, blah blah. Accuracy was a little bit better than on the Nintendo version. Headshots, I think, are the same number, but you get the idea. Anyway, that was a comparison of the first levels of the original and the remake. I'm wanting to do a lot more, N-64 games here coming soon. I've got a big selection that I can do. I'm just not entirely sure about some of the Nintendo games. Some of the actual Nintendo brand games, like I know, like Mario 64. The Game Grumps have been doing Mario 64. I haven't been watching it, but it's not because I don't like the Game Grumps. I do. I just haven't been watching it. But I know they're doing it. I tried doing a playthrough of it before, and YouTube kept throwing my videos out for it because of the trademark, or the, how to put it, the music had a copyright on it. They had copyrighted music. Nintendo has gone and copyrighted like all the music for all of its brands of games, like Mario and Zelda and stuff like that. So it can be tricky to pick a game and then upload it, and sometimes you get the option of removing copyrighted music from your videos once you've uploaded them if you use the YouTube editor. But not always. The last time I tried to do in Mario 64, I couldn't remove the copyrighted music. But hoping to do some Nintendo 64 games here soon, simply because I used to love my N64, and I've had it unhooked for so long. Now I've got it hooked back up, and I'm wanting to go actually do something with it. So, and with summer coming up, this is the last day of school for my kids. So me being able to record on my computer is going to be really, really spotty for the next like 2 or 3 months. But me being able to sit in here and record on a console is going to be a lot more likely. Alright, well, if you enjoyed, let me know. Hit the like button. Thanks for watching, and I will talk to you guys